Fat shaming! Let's talk about it. Cue the intro. No victim, no crime. Hashtag voluntary. Let's talk about it, shall we? I made a couple of videos in the past, one being bullying. It didn't get a lot of views, so this is another reason why I gotta reiterate a few things. Pro-bully. Not probably how you think of it, but we're gonna dive into it. 2, made another video on something along the lines of fat is an epidemic, being fat is an epidemic. And as we all know, there's a lot of fucking fat people out here, right? It's a problem. We're going to talk about why I love fat shaming. So, just watched part of a podcast from Your Mom's House. You guys are probably familiar. It's Tom Segura and Christina Pazsitzky, some shit like that. And they were basically saying, hey, fat shaming helped us so much. Shaming yourself, getting shamed by others, is a positive thing. It's going to make sure that you better yourself. That you went from a weak, let's say beta male, to a alpha because of bullying and fat shaming. So Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, they were chubby, they got skinny through fat shaming, and they are 100% pro fat shaming. They agree with it. They say that helped them more than anything. And they also agree that if they weren't fat shamed, they would still be fat, they would be unhappy, they would be in a bad state of mind, they wouldn't have the energy, they would be in an overall worse state, maybe die at a much younger age, clogging their arteries, eating all this food, being shameful of themselves without the external shame. We're going to dive into it. Let's start with when I was in 5th grade. I was chubby. I was a little bit chubby. I wasn't the chubbiest, but I was a little chubby. And I remember our school had a big pool, an indoor pool, and we would go swimming. We had a swim class session in 5th grade. I don't remember why, but I guess it was good for us, and they had a swimming pool anyways. So we would go into the swimming pool, and we got to take off our shirt. And I just remember, I wasn't the fattest kid in class, mind you. But I remember being fat enough to being, like, embarrassed compared to the other kids who are skinny. All the other kids were mainly skinny. And I remember looking at all the other girls and who they were staring at and who they were pointing and giggling, and it wasn't me, it was the other kids. And I remember that, and I took that into account. I didn't need adults to say, hey, you need to lose weight or anything like that, or I didn't even need peer pressure in terms of other kids shaming. What I needed was my own pressure. You can say that I guess I'm smarter than most people. But anyways, the point is, I see what's going on. I see that fat, I'm unhealthy, and it's not a good look. I'm embarrassed. I'm shaming myself. In between 5th grade and 6th grade, I lost a ton of fat. I became skinny, just like those other kids. Going to swim class. Girls started doing that to me. Woo-hoo-hoo. And I just remember feeling good. And feeling good and having all types of energy and being a higher class male started to make me feel good. So that was great. That I made that conscious decision to do tons of sit-ups in 6th grade, or during the summer of between 5th and 6th grade. And I remember looking really, really healthy. 7th grade comes around, I'm skinny. I just get into junior high school. And I remember our bus was between 7th grade and 12th grade. I just start riding this bus, and I just remember being really, really skinny. and short compared to the other kids. Obviously, I was the youngest. I was about 120 pounds wet, right? And I was really skinny. I was about 5'3", 5'4". And I remember I got bullied. So what I did was, now this kid that was bullying me was in 9th grade. There's 2 grades above me. He was much bigger than me. He was about 6'1", no joke. He was about 6'1", over 200 pounds. I don't know, 210, 220. He was a big kid. And I'm not just saying that because I looked up at him and I'm like, whoa, he's so big. I mean, legitly, he was about 6'1", 210 pounds or something. In 9th grade. And the kid bullied me. He would punch me in the arm. He would just bully the fuck out of me. And he loved it. He loved just doing whatever he wanted to me because I couldn't do anything to fight back. He was that much bigger than me. All of 7th grade, I didn't like this kid. And I just thought of, how am I going to get him? I can't just catch him off guard because I'd get fucked. My little scrawny punch to his face isn't going to finish him off. He's just going to fucking wail on me that much harder. And it'll be that much worse. So, in my mind, I got to work out. Got to fight off this bully. So, I went from shaming myself to protecting myself. Now, 7th grade, all year round long, push-ups, sit-ups, I bought some weights. I remember there were only like 10 or 15 pound weights, but it was enough to, what I was doing was going nuts with the weights. I didn't know exactly the science, but I would work out religiously. I would do hundreds of sit-ups every day. I would work out every single day. I worked out before school, during school, after school. Swear to God, every single day was working out heavily. Too much. That whole year I got bullied, all of 7th grade. Getting to 8th grade, now my bully's in 10th grade. Bully's about the same size, 6'1", 210, 220. I'm not the same size. I'm all of a sudden 5'8", 5'9". I actually got up to 5'10" that year. I'm still 5'10". So I definitely stopped my growth spurt. Must have been either between the smoking weed every day to the working out religiously. But I stunned my growth. Got my second growth spurt that year. Anyways, getting to 8th grade, first day I rode that bus. Bully comes up to me. Yeah, it's time to start picking on him and showing who's boss and, put a damper on how this relationship's going to go all year. So he gets up to me, he's about to fuck with me, right? And I see the look in his eyes, and I look back at him and I'm like, try me, motherfucker. You want to do this? You want to do this? Mind you, now I'm about 160 pounds. Still 50, 60 pounds less than him. 160 or so pounds I am. Muscle. I had fucking, obviously I don't have the muscle now, but worked out religiously for a year. Much bigger, much healthier, much stronger, much more energy, much bigger. It showed him that look. Didn't have to fight him. I just looked at him and was like, try me, motherfucker. Now, it's like similar to if you were to challenge somebody that's bigger, but you know that you can damage that person, the bully's going to back off. Right? I'm smaller, but I'm probably just as strong as him because of his weight, or stronger than him. And he backed off. He was like, "Oh, I ain't fucking with this. This looks like too much trouble to handle." He got big. And I remember, try me, motherfucker. He didn't. He backed off. We became friends, actually. It's not like we bullied other people or anything. Now, I skipped around a little bit. I actually bullied a lot of kids when I was in kindergarten. I know that sounded weird to you guys, but I'm just stay with me. I'm just going to say a quick thing. I bullied kids all the time in kindergarten. But what I did to bully was to keep kids in check. A, I run shit. B, I was a lot bigger than everyone else in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all those grades, until about ninth grade, when kids started getting taller and bigger than me. I was always bigger than everyone else in my grade. My whole life until ninth grade, when everyone else started getting bigger, and I stuck at 5'10". But anyways, point is, kindergarten, I was the bully. My mom will tell you these stories too, because I was sent to the principal's office every fucking day. I did that Bart Simpson thing, writing the same thing. I will not punch the other kids 50,000 times. You know, on a piece of paper or a chalkboard. Yes, I did that in the school I went to. And so I bullied kids. But again, the way I bullied kids wasn't that I was picking on kids and bullying kids for no reason. There was a legit reason. So, a story is that there was a boy picking on a girl, bullying this girl. I was like the bully of bullies, let's just say. I bullied bullies in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. And so what happened was, I got in there and I beat the fuck out of that kid that was picking on this girl. And not because necessarily I liked the girl and it's like I'm just being nice. That's just who I was. I kept motherfuckers in check. That's how I was. That's just one story, but my mom can tell you tons of stories of why I was sent home early for beating up kids, and it was all justified. Even the school's like, yeah, well, the kid was picking on this other kid, and he whooped their ass. That was just who I was, and it was just my mentality. It's like, I felt like I gotta be the leader. I gotta keep kids in check. I had an assistant bully. The kid wasn't really like a bully like I was. He was just a backup kind of thing. So this kid was my backup, and first grade comes around. I passed first grade. He did not pass first grade for whatever reason. I just remember he was set back. So now I don't have my bully partner anymore. And then second grade happened. All year round, I'm still doing all the same shit. And I didn't have my partner anymore. Kids were starting to wake up like, why are we putting up with this shit? Why are we letting him get away with it? Third grade showed up in the first month or so of third grade. Still didn't have my assistant partner. And I bullied kids still. One day, out on the blacktop, two of the biggest kids in our grade combined forces, grabbed me by the shirt, pushed me up against the fence, and I'll never forget this kid saying this. Mind you, it's the fat kid and the other kid that has a fist in my face that was about my size. And the kid my size that was as tough as I was had me against the fence and said, "We run shit now." And he just looked me in the face, and I'll never forget that he said that. "We run shit now." So, I'm scared shitless. I remember just being like, oh, fuck. I guess I'm not doing this anymore. It put my ego in check. I was like, oh, shit, this is what I'm doing to the other kids? This is it? This is what I've been doing to these other kids for 3 years? Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm no bully anymore. I'll be, my ego got in check then. So I understood the bullying aspect was very healthy. When I bullied, it was for a reason. When I got bullied, it was to be like, hey, you're not invincible, buddy. Just two of us picking on you. Even one of those kids would have been a problem for me, right? And then both of them coming up, pushing me up against the fence, about to beat the fuck out of me if I did anything. All I did was cower. And I was just like, yep, you guys run shit now, not me. I ain't fucking with you guys. Anyways, I thought that was very healthy. Now, again, I'm pro-bully, so at the end of the day, I believe bullying will strengthen other people. I didn't want to go 15 minutes on bullying. I just wanted to say a story or two, but got carried away. So fat is everywhere. Fat is hurting people. Fat is making people totally unhealthy. They die young. And there's a society norm that's promoting feeling good, plus size models, all that shit, right? And nothing terrifies me more than this. Than people that just say, this is politically correct now, we gotta not fat shame, that's harmful. No, that's fucking good. If people aren't shaming you, or whatever, you're gonna continue to accept your demise. Continue to accept, this is just who I am. When you're fat and you're being shamed, you might fix the problem. It'll encourage you to fix the problem. So, let's talk about a couple things real quick. If we are promoting being fat and saying fat shaming's no good and hurting the person trying to help the other person, because that's what you're essentially doing, what are we doing? We're enabling really, really bad things to happen, right? Just use the philosophy of this. What is happening when we are accepting fat people for who they are? And it's like, you know, like how gay people come out of the closet and it's like, yeah, I accept you. This is awesome. That's what you're doing to fat people? That's what you're essentially doing. Think about it real quick. You're accepting harm. You're accepting not living a happy life. You're accepting less energy. You're accepting being lethargic. You're accepting not being able to have higher class mates. You're accepting wearing a shirt to go swimming, or accepting that you're not going to go to the beach anymore, even though it's something that you like doing because it's embarrassing or something, right? Now, if you're fat, it's an eyesore, straight up. Except being fat is an eyesore to other people, and other people don't deserve. It's like Bill Burr said something similar to this, or said this. I'm going to butcher exactly what he said. He said that there's two guys kissing. He just didn't know that they were kissing. He just looked up, saw two guys kissing, and went, whoa. Kind of, it's an eye shock. It's like a, whoa, I don't want to see that. And the feminazi girl comes up to him and goes, hey, you know, you got to accept that. Why did you do that? And he shouldn't be like, ill. Accept that. It's the same thing when you fat shaming. You should fat shame. You shouldn't be okay with hurting your eyes, hurting your concepts. You shouldn't be okay with that. If it hurts your eyes, why do you have to, oh, it's so good. Oh my God, these guys are kissing. Same thing when fat guy on the beach takes off his shirt. Whoa, ugh. Definitely do the, ugh. It's going to make the person realize that, hey, it's not acceptable because you're hurting yourself and you're hurting others. This isn't beneficial for anybody, any party included. This is not beneficial. It's going to decrease your libido. You might even get erectile dysfunction. Right? This is totally fucking with the essence of the greater you. I made videos basically trying to make sure that you have happiness and longevity in your life. You are happier, you live longer, prosperous, and that you just have an overall better life. You become the greatest version of you. You can't do that if you're accepting being worse. Bullying can help this. When I was a kid, it was totally acceptable to call another fat kid fat shit. Totally acceptable. Don't want to really put my neighbors under the bus, my old neighbors. There was 3 kids we used to play street football with. And we would call these kids fat shit. Or just FS for short. And the reason why we did this is because we didn't want to pick them first on the football team, right? We would play street football or tackle football. We don't want the fat kid because they can't run, right? So when you're throwing the ball, the skinnier kids run right past the fat kids, and they catch it every time, and it's just like embarrassing, right? So we would say, fat shit, you couldn't, you fucked up, and this is like us in like 2nd, 3rd grade, right? Young kids. We had no problem fat shaming each other. The reason being is because when we fat shamed them and laughed that they can't do stuff because they're fat, it might trigger, hey, well, I want to be better. Let's lose weight. Let's, try to become healthier. Which is very good. So, these fat kids next door, some of them lost a little bit of weight, always tried to be healthy as much as possible. I remember the skinnier kids would always win in our neighborhood. It's very good to have a social circle, even as young as 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. The fact that you parents now are keeping your kids indoors, their only socialism is, being called nerd and shit on your video games. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. You should be able to be in social circles at a very young age, bully each other, make everyone rise and become stronger with each other, and become healthier with each other, and increase each other's libido, increase each other's ego, and understand that you can have philosophical arguments, or arguments in general, and increase your ability to socialize at a young age. What's happening now? Especially men. Men aren't social at all. Now, it's not generally our evolutionary tribal position to be, but it is well known that higher status men have an ability to argue a point, to become stronger and better. This is what creates an alpha male. Watch my video on alpha males. It's not necessarily what you probably think an alpha male is, not in the human species. Rather, an alpha male is is compiled with multitude of different characteristics that they have learned when they were a kid. So this would be socializing, arguing, that ball was out, no it wasn't, and being able, right? And if you didn't have a good argument, well, the group would be like, hey, you're not right there, your argument wasn't valid. Because we all were here, and we used the evidence of all of us to be like, hey, that ball was out of bounds. Your foot went out of bounds, or whatever, right? And it's good because it lowers certain levels of your ego and raises certain levels of your ego to be able to become a better person. That's what bullying does. And fat shaming is part of that. Fat shaming is like if your whole group is saying you're the fat kid and you're unhealthy and you're picked last in your group, that should make you rise to the occasion, right? And the other kids are going to stop being like, hey, I don't want to be like that fat kid, so I'm going to do whatever in my power to not be that kid. So it raises everyone, all parties included, it betters. In fact, it does not worsen anybody in that situation. It only betters people. So my encouragement to you is have your kids hang out in a circle, neighborhood kids, exercise, not stay inside, get some sunlight, and hang out with each other. Give them a ball to play with. Have them have a nice social circle. And if the other kid bullies and the kid comes up to you and be like, yeah, he hit me, be like, teach your kids it's okay to bully, but we're gonna overcome this. You don't go over there, he hit my kid, I don't like, that doesn't help anybody. Let your kid get bullied to the point of your kid overcoming that bullying. He's going to learn valuable lessons. He's going to understand how much of a stronger person he has become because of that bullying. If you surrender to bullying, you're only going to get bullying. Once you say to yourself, I'm not going to accept bullying, you're going to overcome that bullying. Once you're going to not accept fat shaming, if everyone's fat shaming you every fucking day, you're going to change your fucking mind on eating that second hot dog. You're going to change your mind on sitting down and doing nothing. You're going to want to do something, and that something is going to make you feel good. Could be 2 minutes on a fucking treadmill. Could be you just going out of breath. Whatever it is going to help you in the long run. Shame yourself. Become your greatest version. Watch my video, Become Your Greatest Version. I'm 100% on bettering yourself every day. Psychologically, mentally, physically, financially, socially. Better yourself. You can't just say, I don't have that quality. You have that quality to become better. If you're not actively striving to be better in every aspect of your life, then what are you doing? Why are you accepting failure? Prepare every day to go and overcome your struggles and your hardships. The reason being is because you are all of a sudden putting yourself in a better situation to have access to better genetics, better offspring. You're going to be higher status. You are going to become a better person, a healthier person, being able to live longer and make sure that your children and even your grandchildren have a better life. And this all starts with yourself. Start with yourself. I'm pro fat shaming. It's tough to do with your friends because, you shouldn't. No. That's bettering your friends. That's how you know who your true friends are. Your true, good friends will keep you in check. For some reason, I keep thinking of this chick that used to be my best friend, and she was a little chubby. Or she got a little chubby. And then she lost the weight and stuff. But when she lost the weight, and I wish I said this more often, you look fantastic. You look great. Saying things like that will do one of two things. Have her keep the weight off, or two, make her feel like, oh, well, this is the plateau. I look great. That's all I really wanted. But you should keep them in check. Hey, when you were fat before, I didn't want to say it because it was bad to say it. I didn't know how to say it, but it wasn't good. But what you should do is, like I should have done, I didn't do, was I should have said, hey, you're a little chubby. I know that's affecting a lot of aspects of your life. You're getting lower status men who just want to fuck and don't care just as long as it's a hole. And, I should have sat down and had that real conversation with her and a lot of other people in my life, which I didn't do. Most of the time I did do, though. A lot of times I fat shamed myself. Just like when I was working at that restaurant. I worked at a restaurant when I got out of jail, and I made it up to 199 pounds. Before I hit 200, I said, I'm never hitting 200. Never doing that. That just looks like a bad road for me. Just to keep getting fatter and fatter, my love handles got big. I was like, nope. First thing I did, I'm going to stop doing this to get to work. I'm going to ride my bike to work. Rode my bike to work. I bought a bench press. I bought more dumbbells. And I worked out. And I felt good. And I looked strong. And I felt strong. And I had all this types of energy that I didn't have before. It was very healthy. And I felt very good. And I was able to get higher status women. And my ego was much higher. My libido was much better. Shit. I went even vegan during that time period. I went vegan and I felt extraordinary. Felt very good. Blood pressure was great. Rode my bike, exercised, worked out, went vegan, felt great. Brought it down to 160 pounds. Or no, I was about 170 pounds, but muscle. And I was even stronger than I was when I was in 8th grade. I know that sounded weird to you guys. In 8th grade, I bench pressed 200 pounds. It's a lot in 8th grade. That's why that bully was like, I ain't fucking with him. So ultimately, this video, before it gets way too much, you're only hurting people when you're accepting them. You're only being an accomplice to their unhappiness when you are not fat shaming. When you're fat shaming, yeah, let them go through their little problems of crying and whining in a corner. Let them go through that. That's healthy. That's them being like, I need to change myself. If you are with somebody and that your significant other is gaining weight, be like, honey, it's not the dress, you're gaining weight. If do whatever it takes, and I've said this in my being fat is an epidemic video. If your significant other is gaining weight, do whatever it takes. Be like, I'll work out with you. I'll help you through the way. We need to get better shape. I want you to be around for our grandchildren. And you're going through a bad scenario where it's very unhealthy. It's not good. I don't want to see you like that. Just like the podcast I saw today on Your Mom's House, Christina and Tom Segura both were saying to each other, hey, I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be shamed. I don't want to be feeling this way. I want to be around a lot longer. And if you started becoming a fat eyesore, I wouldn't want that either. It's just being real, you know? And they said it vice versa. Yeah, I don't want to be fat and I don't want you to be fat. But guess what? We're actively trying to get less fat and try to feel better and have more energy and be able to do things that you were not able to do when you were fat. You know, don't you want to run around with your kids or even grandkids? Don't you want them to have the energy to even throw ball with your fucking grandkid? To run around with your grandkids? It's not the age that's the problem. It's your ability to take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, that's an ugly personality. Take care of yourself, even if it takes fat shaming to do so. Take care of yourself. Become your greatest version. Feel better. Even just working out a little bit is good. That's enough for this video. I'm pro fat shaming, pro bullying. That's enough for this video. Stay tuned for more content. Plenty more coming. See you guys.